Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have here a very interesting article, and it is about Estonia, NATO, Russia, and total war. Now, you would say, what does Estonia have to do with total war? Well, total war is when a country, an entity, puts everything it has into defeating an enemy. In this case, well, you use all your resources, or at least you are willing to use all your resources. And how you do that? By starting, sending the military, using all your weapons, employing all the resources that you might have in your country, economic, political, social, and whatever you have, population, civilians, infrastructure. That is total war. And you go and you try to defeat the enemy. But it's on stages. You can't just say, boom, right now everything goes in. But by deciding, making certain kind of decisions, you can say, okay, these guys are preparing for something like that. I think that Estonia right now is engaged in a total war, not hot war, with Russia. That is, Estonia is willing and by evidence is capable of getting in this Ukrainian scuffle all the way. Well, I have this little article here, and this article is very interesting because Estonia gives all of its 155 millimeter howitzers to Ukraine as part of record aid package. So this article comes from Ukrainska Pravda, and it's coming from today, January 23rd, 2023. So Estonia depletes itself of its howitzers to help Ukraine. Well, that's a total move. Estonia, I have to tell you, is not a big country. It's a country located in the Baltic region. And we have here, as an example, well, Estonia is. Estonia is this little country right here. So this is Europe. When I'm going my cursor right here, right, Europe. This is, right here is Ukraine. This is Belarus. These are the Baltic states. This is Poland right here. And from here, all that territory is Russia. All that. Now here is Estonia, right here. And Estonia, if you look at it closely, is right next to Russia, right here, okay? It doesn't touch up on Russia over there, but is next to Russia, right here. It has a little bit of water in between and is connected to Latvia and then Lithuania. So, Latvia is connected to Lithuania, right here. So here we have Estonia, Russia, Estonia, Russia. And Estonia is not afraid to challenge Russia. What do you think could happen right here? Let's go back to this article. So Estonia is handing over all available 155 millimeter howitzers to Ukraine as part of its record military aid package announced last week. And I'm quoting, "We are giving all our 155 millimeter howitzers to Ukraine, and we want to set a precedent so that other countries will have no excuses why they cannot provide Ukraine with the necessary weapons to win the war." Well, buddy, you don't only provide weapons, you provide all your howitzers, the total number of ammunition and you got over there, you provide it to Ukraine. You understand that? Are you not afraid that the Russian might invade your country? Why not? Because you have, I don't know, some American or British troops on your territory defending you? I mean, don't you think of I'm talking with my friends from Estonia, don't you think that you expose yourselves really to an attack or anything? And if not, why not? Do you think the Russians are afraid to do anything over there? Or they are a little bit more balanced? And when they say over there, well, we want to create a precedent. Your precedent is total. You provide everything. So why do you stop only, oh, we want to provide an example, we want to send some 155 millimeters howitzers and blah, blah, blah. Why not some? Why all? I mean, we know that you're going to receive more from the U.S. Industrial complex, military industrial complex. That's what's going to happen. Here is a big transfer of business. You send them over there, and then you buy it from the big weapons manufacturing companies. That's how it is. War is profitable for some, and for some is horrible. So let's go back to this beautiful article right here. So, again, we want to set a precedent so that other countries will have no excuses. We are giving all our 155 millimeters. So what does that mean? Other countries should give all their tanks, all their airplanes, all their everything? I mean, why you just stop at the precedent being giving weapons? I would go further, as you did. As an example, you gave all. So that means you're not afraid of the Russians, which is great. You shouldn't be. That means maybe you are certain that the Russians will not attack you. So then where is that problem with, oh my God, the Russians are about to attack us. Oh, what are we going to do about it? You know what I mean? This big threat of the Russians attacking us, and you deplete yourself of weapons? That's kind of illogical, isn't it? But hey, let's go back to the article. So the ambassador has announced the list of weapons which coincides with the information previously published in the Estonian media. These are dozens, in quotation mark, of 155 mm FH-70 and 122 mm D-30 howitzers, thousands of 155 mm artillery shells, hundreds of M2 Carl Gustav anti-tank systems with ammunition and support equipment for artillery units. The total number of Estonian military aid to Ukraine has already exceeded 1% of Estonia's gross domestic product. As reported, Denmark is giving Ukraine all 19 Caesar self-propelled howitzers, which is ordered for itself in France. So there you have it. Denmark, total war, gives all of its 19 Caesar self-propelled howitzers. Latvia will send to Ukraine Stinger anti-aircraft missile systems, helicopters, machine guns with ammunition and drones. Finland also announced the allocation of a record aid package for Ukraine of 400 million euros. That's more than double the combined cost of the previous packages. Now, you tell me this is not a total war? Is that what you're saying? Is that what it is? I mean, they are depleting themselves of their weapons to send it to Ukraine to fight the Russians. How would you consider this? I showed you where Estonia is, right? I showed you where it is. It's unbelievable. Let me show you again so we can talk on this little BS here, right? Here it is. So here is Estonia, and it's close to Russia. Look at it. And they have no problem sending all their howitzers to Ukraine. Does it show like they're afraid of anyone? And why not? So when you hear again that they're afraid of the invasion, I don't buy that. The Russians never said they will invade that and then they're going to get into Europe and so on. But I think this kind of total war could trigger that reaction. You can say, well, how about we fight the Russians in Ukraine? Okay, well, you can say that, but don't you expose yourself? Look at your geopolitical or geographical location. You are right there, and you're not that big. So I think it's just irrational from the standpoint of your national interest to do what you're doing or what Estonia is doing. You are exposing your nation to annihilation. If Russia wants that, and it seems like you're pushing it all the way with Denmark, and Denmark sends all its 19 whatever Caesar self-propelled blah blah blah. That means, when they say, well, Russia cannot win in Ukraine, Russia cannot beat Ukraine, it's not Russia against Ukraine again. It's Russia against about what, 20 some countries that fully support with weapons, money, aid, whatever, to defeat the Russians, the aggressors. But the Russians cannot hit them. The Russians, no. The Russians will not hit because Estonia is not involved in a war. How do you call that? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.